Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of A.T.O.M RPG. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today here in, I forget the name of the town actually. What is it called? Otradnoye. That's right, I pronounced it once, and that's where I'm gonna stay. Let's have a chat with this fellow over here who is going to the infirmary or something. Before you stands a thin, middle-aged man with a bony complexion. He's wearing a camo shirt and old track pants. On his head sits a pajama hat, which is... I have one of these, isn't that amazing? His sunburned visage projects immense boredom and fatigue. He was just working in the fields. You might have catched it last episode, at the end of last episode, and then while I was just not doing anything, he left. So, yeah. Hey, can I ask you some questions? The man smiles and nods. In his dim eyes, there's a spark of interest for a moment. Just for a moment. Please, he says. So, how's life out here?
We work hard, mostly. It's just been a couple of years since me and my wife moved here. In comparison with most other villages, this is a real paradise. Even the name Otradnoye suits it.
The man looks at his blistered hands and quietly sighs.
Well, it's a paradise by the standards of this crapsack world, anyway.
Yeah, it sure is. Can I ask you a few more questions? Tell me about yourself.
This probably sounds funny to you, but I am part of the intelligentsia. Well, I was anyway. Before the war, I worked as a columnist in a small regional news paper. I also took people on sightseeing tours all over the region. But now I do manual labor just like anyone else around.
Faith is a bitch. Is it the first time we see the word fate be mistaken for the word faith? Because it might have been another game, but yeah, fate is a bitch. Isn't he Karma? Well, Karma wouldn't be, because what did he? I don't know what the intelligentsia is supposed to be, so maybe it was like the censorship police or something like that. So Karma would be a bitch then, I suppose. Can I ask something else? What's the news? Or what's new around the village?
You're the newest thing around, it seems, sir. Sorry, I meant comrade. It's hard to shake off the old habits of speech.
That is lost on me. I apologize, but I'm sure some of you will be able to understand why he's saying that, because wouldn't he be the other way around, being like comrade and then sorry? Are we in a more oppressive world than they were before? That is dystopian as hell. Now, our Dr. Mikoyan never cared to lose the old speech. He clings to the past and to his principles. I can respect that. Huh, okay. So, any rumors?
One traveling preacher, one of those crazies, you know, the type that travel the world, gather garbage, and speak nonsense. Well, he told me that once he heard a strange noise in the sky and looked up. You won't believe it, but did you believe it? But he said he saw an eagle. It was flying circles in the air, and with him was a snake, not as prey, but as a friend. It had wrapped its body around the eagle's neck. That preacher told me that in that moment he was ecstatic. He said that the proudest animal brought the smartest animal, and both of them had traveled to look upon him and see if he was still alive. The man looks into the dusty beyond. He was crazy, sure, but he made me think. Am I alive, or am I just a shell? A body without a soul, a machine? I don't know. The man turns to you and coughs with a shy look in his eyes. He's probably shy or even a little embarrassed that he just said all that in front of you, letting slip some of his true feelings. Great. Well, better be on my way. Bye. Is he going to the doctor? Because I guess I can talk to the doctor. Yes, the doctor has his chef's hat. I forgot about that. It's the best doctor. Let's also see if we can steal from them. Hi. I can. Fantastic. Hey. The main thing is to stay positive. So we got a magnifying glass, A.T.O.M, a popular cure for acute radiation syndrome, and a certain doses powerful hallucinogenic drug. Okay, that's good. And we have some tea. I thought it was going to be bubblegum. That is a cool-looking tea thingy. Don't try to steal anything. I didn't try to. I actually did. No, actually I didn't. Couldn't steal that. Hey. You see a slightly bent, thin, but otherwise well-built middle-aged man. He's dressed in a dusty lab coat with the sleeves rolled up and a cloth hat of a peculiar shade of gray. Yes? You must be the local doctor. Bull's eye, young man. Dr. Mikoyan at your service, but you may call me simply Constantine. Sure. I need your help, I suppose, maybe. Yeah, well, what's wrong? What are the symptoms? Let me have a look.
The doctor checks your pulse, your blood pressure, even your irises. After that, he steps away and rubs his chin, looking worried. I will now administer to you a drug that might help you out. Open your mouth, please. Now stick your tongue out. Drink it all. It's a pre-war mixture of drugs. Helped good people many a time. You know, chemotherapy has helped good people many a time. I shouldn't have it if it's... please don't. Anyway, judging by the taste, the wonderful mixture is made out of castor oil. And for a long time I thought castor oil was actually just castrol oil, and people were just pronouncing it like that because it's like solder or solder, like people pronounce it differently. But anyway, but no, it's an actual thing, and I don't know what it is. I've never seen it. And whale fat, well, I guess that goes without saying. You almost throw up, but a few minutes later you actually start feeling better than before. The drug worked. I didn't know what my symptoms were. But, well, I was a little bit injured, I suppose, for 1 health. But that's not, like, old school role-playing games. We have, like, a lot of health. That 1 point is not a whole lot. Yeah, it's fine. Done and done. You are completely cured, young man. Please visit again if you find yourself in a scrape. Thanks, Doc. So, I'd like to buy some drugs. I would not, actually, because of reasons. Money. That's the reason. Listen, how about a small discount on the drugs I'm buying? Oh, no you don't, young man. I'm no merchant to haggle with. Go visit our trader and haggle with him if you must. I must. Actually, I will. Worth a try, I guess. It's probably our barter skill being checked over there. I want to ask you some questions. Young man, I'm a doctor, not a criminal under interrogation. But if you must, ask away. Okay. Very defensive. I bet he's a criminal and just not under interrogation right now. So how's the job? Intense. How do you like that reply? Intense? Very much so. I don't really know what to expect the next day. It's either stop doing your job altogether or try to cope, since this world throws me something new each day. New strains of radiation poisoning, spontaneous mutations. Sometimes I have to stitch up bite marks made by jaws never seen by a medical specialist before the war. Sometimes I get a patient that pulls all my years of medicine experience under question just by the way he looks, or rather, by the way the mushrooms growing out of his back look. Oh, the life of a communist doctor sounds pretty harsh, Doc. Is that a communal doctor? Or, again, I don't know the regime that we're under. I suppose. I mean, sure. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's click over here. Let's go with that. Okay, yeah, he goes back to that. So tell me about yourself. It's nice to listen to a smart person from time to time. I am one of the original residents of this place. Been here ever since the collapse. Nothing else is special about my biography, though, and thank God for that. Very concise, Doc. Good for you. Can I ask you something else? Heard any rumors? Young man, I'm a doctor, not a village gossip. But I do hear some strange rumors from time to time. For example, I've heard that in our tavern, the proprietor adds toadstool to some of the spirits. Never touched the stuff myself, and I highly recommend you do likewise, young man. The effects of this, quote, witch's brew, unquote, might be unpredictable. Might be unpredictable. I guess then it means it is unpredictable. Because you can't predict it if it might. Anyway, yeah. So no questions. Thank you. Well, I guess that's that. I'll better go. Thank you for the healing. I actually will look into my. Actually, that is That's 2 eyes. Yeah. That's no wait. That's a C, and that is a. I don't remember what the T is, but I don't know. I don't know these letters. I'm confused. But that's medic. It means doctor. Medic is the popular, in Latin languages it is, or Romance languages, I guess, which Russian is not, but still. It's a popular way of referring to the doctor, and actually a source of confusion to those of us who are not native speakers and then go to the doctor and be like, no, but anybody can be a doctor. Yeah, but not a medical doctor, you dummy. Oh, right. Okay, makes sense. That was a bit of a confusion for me when I started learning English myself. Okay, let's check this. And I got some salt. We got a spoon. And let's see if I can get that before that lady comes over. And I can. Is she coming in here? She is not. Is she the old? No, she's not the old woman. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in town. We should talk to everybody. Before you stands a hardy woman with a strict, large-featured face. She looks lovely, actually. Her nose is... She's like my grandma. She has an apron on over her dress. So not like my grandmother. She doesn't like aprons. Hello, can I ask you... No, that's me. Can I ask you some questions? The woman puts her hands on her hips and nods towards you, like my grandmother. Just make it quick. Okay, how's life out here? What kind of question is that? Like anywhere else, we work again, and then we work some more. Not unlike anyone else, maybe even better than some. Around these parts, anyone will say the same. Well, actually, not really, but because the other ones say other stuff. Tell me about yourself. Now, curious, aren't we? I tend to the household. My husband guards the village treasury. What else is there to say? Oh, yeah, I use question marks followed by 2 dots for reasons. Well, before the war, I had a field and garden of my very own. Nowadays, I am not much of an entrepreneur. I'm not a young girl anymore, after all. But my love for my work is still there, keeping me going every day. Yeah, I suppose. So that's what I asked. Okay. So what's new around the village? Okay, well, I guess that's the main problem. If anyone, and it's the main problem. Oh, no. She says, what's new around the village? The question would be, how is the village? And she says, okay. The village is okay, and that's the main problem. If anyone asks, I didn't say it, but I think that our head, Comrade Kovalev, should retire. In his best years, he was quite the man. You could say he built this village himself, but his age shows more and more with each passing day. He can't cope with it all like he used to. Why, just a few years ago, he wanted to build a vineyard, but some seeds from the traveling traders buy some seeds. Build the arbors, but then the project just stopped in its tracks. First, it was too arid, and then the bandits came. And she shakes her head. Either he names a successor, or we have an election. What we have now, it can't last forever. And that's what I think, anyway. Okay. So, heard any rumors? I don't trust no rumors, especially those about the radiation that some people love to spread around. Radiation is the enemy, sure, but you need to know your enemy, not make up facts about it like Viktor Belmaniev from the Gosplan's village does. I don't know where that village is. I hope I will know where that village is. One time, he had this story about talking ants. After that, he saw a 6-fingered chicken. Those who believe his tall tales will leave in fear, but those who will see that those who will see that the teller is nothing but a mentally ill person, comma is in the wrong place, will become more sober about this world we live in. Good for them, I say. Indeed, I suppose. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. So let's keep track of where I've been. Hello, Mr. Chicken. I can click on you, but you don't talk to me. It's not like in Baldur's Gate where it goes, the chicken has nothing to say. Hi, ma'am. Excuse me. Before you stands a shortish woman with a kindly face. She's wearing a simple dress. On her head is a linen headscarf, which she wears like a bandana of sorts. Howdy, can I ask you some questions? The woman gives you a warm smile and eagerly nods. It seems that she would love to chat. Ah, and a warm howdy to you too, young man. Ask all the questions you want. Okay, how's life out here? Good. Well, at least I think so. Some of the people are grumpy, like my husband, for example. They say it's no way to live with all them bandits and constant drought. But, man, that's just their survival instinct speaking. In reality, other villages have it far worse than us. It's easy and fun to live in Otradnoye. If you're not scared of manual labor, that is. I suppose you got that right. Can I ask you something else? Tell me about yourself. Oh, there's so much to tell. Well, before the war, I was a history teacher in the village school. I love history, though I've forgotten much of it. And I love kids. It's just sad how they grow up so fast. Me and my husband, by the way, we have 3 sons. They're grown men nowadays. Each went away his own way. The older one and the second one probably forgot us already. They never visit. Both of them are living in Krasnoznameni. I'd sure love to know what they do for a living, though. Back when he visited me, I asked my eldest son, "What's your job in the city? Does it pay well?" He just mumbled something like, "Keep calm, mother, everything is fine." The same story with my other son. They probably got that attitude from their father. He's also the silent type. You mean not necessarily silent, but, short-worded, I guess. My youngest, on the other hand, he took after me. He's all smiles, and he loves to chat, but I'm worried silly about him. He's a caravan guard, I always nag him about it. I tell him to go live with his siblings in the big city. He just laughs it off. Stubborn, just like his old dad. Yeah, not like you, even though he took after you. Sure, I mean, I wouldn't be able to know that she's stubborn if she's just telling me things. Oh yeah, so that's the question about her. So what's new around the village? There's always something new in the village. Something, sometimes a cow gives birth. At other times, the water tower stops working. I'd love to know how that works, actually. I remember this line in particular from the beta version of the game. And how does a water tower stop working? I suppose it stops, holding water. Is that what it is? It's not really work, it's just a thing. Anyway, we've also got a trader who just recently came to live here, right from Krasnoznameni, the city. Yes, from there. The woman approaches you and whispers in your ear secretively. And also, recently, our tech specialist disappeared. He's one hell of a drunkard. Sometimes he gets on such crazy binges, it becomes scary. But this time, I'm sure he didn't disappear because of his bad habit. I think it's because he was bragging his last days in the village. Bragging about becoming a millionaire. Quite the mystery, that, right? Oh, just like something Sherlock Holmes would try to solve. Is that an actual reference to a Sherlock Holmes novel? Because I have never read any of them. So, yeah. What about rumors? I heard from the other gals that there's this place called Algier. Yeah, that's in Africa. It's very far away. It's sunny all year long, and there's a woman-only resort built there. Whoa! Must be amazing to get some rest in such a lovely place. It's just that my husband would never let me go, and even if he would, I would not trust him with a household for the time I'd be away, even if it's just a week. Yeah, probably should bring him with you and then keep him at the door and be like, "Now you stay here for a few months as I frolic around with the girls inside," or something. No, that's a trust issue, is it? I guess it's probably more of an issue if she's the one that takes care of the household. But no, she wasn't the one that said that. That was the other lady. But if she's the one that takes care of everything at home, then she probably cares about what happens to everything at home. Leaving it to somebody who doesn't care, probably a bad idea. So we got people working over here. Yeah, they talk about being scared of manual labor, or not being scared of manual labor to live in here. It makes me think that the other cities are going to be more sort of urban, and where people just gain their bread, I guess, doing less manual labor, like guards or stealing, or just urban work, I suppose. Would you think that? Maybe. Sorry. Before you stands an older woman with a straight back and a strict face. In her gaze, you detect concealed sorrow and a glimmer of intelligence. Is that an insult, or is that... it sounds like an insult to me, because it's just a glimmer. I mean, what? Can I ask you some questions? The woman smiles more with her eyes than her mouth. It seems your personality has won her over! ! I'm listening, loud and clear, she says. That doesn't seem like I've won her over with an exclamation mark. So how's life out here? It could be worse. My husband and I know this one man who lived in the Yankar village. Well, it was really terrible there. Thieves all around. He was the only civilized person out there. The only one who could read. He retold novels to them. Dumas, actually, that's French. Conan Doyle, that's the Sherlock one, I think, maybe? Anyway, Wallace... I don't actually know who Wallace was. Anyway, and others. The thieves, they clothed and fed him for that, but he worked no less than any other poor soul. You may find it strange, but for an intellectual, becoming the stellar of novels, it's a terrible shame. A deadly disgrace. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. Is she saying that as an intellectual herself, and that is not an insult up there? I'm going to ask her about herself. But a hungry man has to do what he has to do. Well, I suppose that is true. I suppose then if you have to do something, you have to do something. Tell me about yourself. The woman looks at you with distrust at first, but it seems you made a good impression. It seems she now trusts you enough to speak her mind. There's nothing to say about myself. I live here with my husband. I work like all the rest, and before the war I was a government official. Part of the city council. I knew many wonderful people, poets, prose writers, scientists. They were. My husband and I, that is, helped many publish their works. Those who were not allowed to appear in print had their works copied and shared by hand. What Where are those people now? I'm afraid they've left us forever. Yes, probably, with the destruction and stuff. And their books as well. Sad to hear. What's new around the village? No, nothing special. A while ago, we had a military squad come through our village. They seemed like nice enough people, but they were not very talkative. It's a shame, really. Okay, rumors? I don't follow rumors too much. In my opinion, doing so is trite. Well, that's a shame. I'll leave you. Bye. I do want to talk to, I assume, your husband? Oh, he left already. The game doesn't pause when you go into dialogue mode, so it can be tricky to follow what's going on. And I think I might have gotten this already. Oh yeah, this was the one that was locked. Are you still out there? No, it's a different person, right? I think so, or maybe not. Hey, it's Ian. Before you stands a strongly built man, alright, it's around 30. Hey, sorry, I got lost in thought, apparently. Yeah. So that's where the village leader is. Let's have a chat with more people over here. Hey. Before you I think she's the one that we talked to first. An old woman leaning on a cane. She's wearing a black dress and a black headscarf. Under her black eyebrows hide her black eyes. Yes, I absolutely remember that. Yeah, I better go. Hey, sir. Oh, I definitely have not seen this gentleman. Before you stands a tough, hard-looking man, aged around 45. He's wearing an old sunburned shirt with short sleeves and hardy work pants. It's hard not to notice a wide black mustache on his strict face. Very narrow face as well. Hey there. Yeah, it is hard to not notice mustaches. That's true. It's right there. Hey there. Can I ask some questions? The man eyes you moodily. He seems like he seems tense, but your charisma, with a capital C, so you know it's a stat, seems to put him more at ease. He lets his guard down and suddenly looks more shy than strict.
Ask away.
So how's life out here?
It's an okay living. We work hard and never dawdle.
No? What are we doing over here, then? Anyway. Tell me about yourself. At first the man seems to not trust you, I know.
I'm a simple man. I work a lot, and I wish everyone would be like that. Work keeps all the bad thoughts away and lets us sleep better. Before the war, I worked at tractor on a communal farm. After the war, I didn't really switch to a new profession. It's just that I don't get to have a tractor anymore. I work with my hands in the fields.
Well, it's sad to hear, I guess. Is there no mechanic in town? I think there is someone over there. Let's look for the mechanic. Also the trader. We have so many people to see. So, what's new around the village?
If there was anything new, I'd tell you, but things tend to stay the same around here.
Well, that's good in a way, I suppose. I heard any rumors?
They say there's some cult in Krasno's not many, the city, that helps honest folk. Sounds great, right? Still, I don't trust that kind of charity. What is this?
Helping honest folk?
Ugh, gross.
I prefer other kinds of charity. Charity that... wait a minute, the implications of that line is weird.
Maybe I'm wrong about them, but it seems that they have some sort of agenda. A shady agenda.
Yeah, well, I guess the subtext is there. It's a cult, and it's probably I understand what the text is trying to say. Anything is possible, I guess. I'll leave you now. Anything is possible is the best line to say to anybody in reply to anything. Absolutely. So this is the house of the sir who had the shotgun. That wasn't a shotgun. Or was it a rifle that wasn't a shotgun? What is this? Holding hunting rifle. Yeah, that's the one. A shotgun that wasn't a shotgun. In here we have a radio. Also, we have not come in here. Or have we? That turns on the radio and turns off the radio. When somebody asked me, not in this series, but why I don't like radios in video games, and I gave a pretty long reply in the comments. There's one game that has a radio, and I like it a lot, and it's Stalker Call of Pripyat. I like it especially in the Misery mod, which I have played in the channel, and he's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna talk to that guy yet. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna keep the radio off because it's something to be enjoyed by yourself, I suppose. A little bit of quiet. Alarm clock over here. Speaking of which, a little bit of quiet, and you listen to the radio, and probably they speak Russian, I would think. But if you can speak or understand Russian, then it's good to enjoy. But while I'm talking my mouth off, as I always do in my... Oh, I got a joint. In my Let's Plays, then it probably isn't as good. So, Hello. Oh, this is your house. I'm so sorry. I stole your joint. Bye. I'm out. So I got this already. There's nothing out here. There's the generator. We can fix that. Because it's broken. Of course you can fix the generator. You think this is not a good game? You can. You must be able to fix generators in any game. Any game. You turn the handle, but the sink doesn't work. Maybe you need to fix the pump first. Yes, and I think we need something else to fix it. Is that toilet paper right there? Because I'm taking it. I am. Yeah, toilet paper. It's very easy to miss all the things in the floor, but it's good that Alt allows you to see all the things. Let's see what this generator does. The engine is not working. It must be fixed. I think there's somebody that gives us the quest, and I know where they are. And it's actually a very interesting character, if I remember correctly, or my memory of that character is that it is an interesting character. And it's actually the one that I was looking for, the mechanic. But they're in there. Basically, they're in there. So, let's go into this house. Somebody snoring in there, and there's somebody yawning out here. Hello. It's the nice, kind lady. I say kind, but friendly, I suppose, might be a better word for that. I don't know if she's kind. Maybe she's, like, really cruel and just friendly while being cruel. Who knows? Okay, let's take all these logs, because then we can sell them back to, speaking of cruel, can sell them back to the populace. Let's go in here. And we do have somebody sleeping over there. There's nothing here. Can I steal anything? Nope, I can't. So, excuse me. It's the mustache guy. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Maybe it is. Yes, it is. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You go back to sleep. Actually, to see the time and date, we need to, let's actually save. We need to rest. Right there. So it's 2005. 13:47. That's the hour. I imagine time is real time, which means that if we stay for 10 minutes out here, it actually only 10 minutes pass in the game, which I hope is the case, but I think that's the case because Fallout works like that. And there's not a lot of games that work like that. And I really like it, because if you want time to pass, you sleep or rest. Or actually, not rest. I guess that would be just pass the time. You don't even need to rest. You just need to, simulate the passage of time. Hi, where are you going? Why are you going outside? What? Hi. What? Oh, it's this lady. Okay. Well, I guess only the important people still remain in town. The head of the town, whom we are going to visit next episode, and the mechanic and his friend, because he has a friend, and it is, as far as I remember anyway, a very interesting dialogue. This is not the town head, is it? It's a trader, and he's got, I don't know who that is. I imagine maybe the first Russian astronaut, or some famous Russian astronaut, or maybe nobody in particular, and they're just selling that drink over there, and being like, drink my beer. It is a beer. Anyway, that's going to be that for today. I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been ATOM RPG. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.